Hello, and welcome to Counseling Skills Mini Episode 2. My name is Dr. Amber Hughes. In this episode, I'm going to talk briefly, very briefly, about observational skills. There are two things I want to touch on with this skill. First of all, you're observing your client. Okay, so whenever they come in to talk to you, you are going to use your observational skills to look at all the things that are going on with your client. So first of all, we're looking for how they're dressed, personal hygiene, how their face looks. Are their eyes bloodshot? Are they not? Little things like that, those kinds of details, they're going to tell us a lot. They may not tell us what's going on, but they may give us a place to start looking for more information, right? Bloodshot eyes can mean a lot of things. It can mean that someone hasn't slept. It can mean that someone's got allergies, right? So there are a lot of things that this information can give you, but what it's doing is it's giving you a little bit of clues, some clues to help you seek more information directly from your client, okay? The second thing that we're going to use our observational skills for, and this one's really important, is to see how our client reacts to us in our use of certain skills. So whenever you are using your skills to help your client, right? You're using your questions, your paraphrases, and whatnot. Go to your client first, okay? See how they're reacting, see how they're responding. Are they just responding with one-word answers? If so, then you may need to change up the skill that you're using. The one where we can get stuck, kind of stuck in this kind of pattern with a lot are our questions. Especially if you're working with adolescents, it's really easy to when you're working with adolescents, particularly those who don't want to talk to you, it's easy to get stuck in question mode, and it almost seems like they prefer that because it puts a lot of pressure on you to come up with a question that they can answer, and they'll answer it whether it's, they'll answer it as if it's a closed question, whether or not it's a closed question. And so you can get kind of stuck in that pattern of asking a question, get a yes or no answer or a one-word response, and then you have to ask another question, and so on. And so you'll want to make sure that you are not getting caught up in the moment and using your observational skills to see how they're reacting. Are they just responding with one-word answers? If so, then you need to change up your skills. And you don't need to use a question. You should use something like a paraphrase or silence even, to see if you can get them to respond in a more full way. You might also look, especially if you're using more challenging skills. That is a skill, right? Some of the more advanced skills, like challenging, you especially want to observe your client to see how they're responding to those types of skills, because they can go badly. So you might have a client who you thought you had good rapport with, and then you use a challenging skill or you use self-disclosure, and it doesn't go well, and your client kind of shuts down. And so that's when you want to use those observational skills to check in with your client to see what's going on. Was it something I said? Are you reacting to one of the skills I used? How can we move past this and make this still maintain our relationship with one another? Finally, the last thing you want to look for are, warning signs or kind of red flags, and how your client's reacting. If their affect is, particularly different, if they're coming in and they seem very sad, you may need to kind of scrap what you had planned for the day and check in with your client and see what's going on with them, because a lot of times, especially if we're in the middle of working with someone, we have certain things that we want to accomplish, right? Maybe we've had them do homework, or we have a particular intervention planned for the day, and they come in, but they aren't acting like their normal self. Then you want to make sure that you're checking in with your client and not just so focused on what you want to accomplish for the day that you forget about taking a look at them and seeing what's going on with them. I think that's all I have for observational skills. I will talk to you next time.